the Americans took it to England, and it was duly tested by the Royal Air Force, who, not surprisingly, like the Americans, were very disappointed with its performance. And an English engineer, someone had the brilliant idea to marry the P51 Mustang with the then legendary power plant Rolls-Royce Merlin 3C.
Which was the engine in the
Spitfire.
In the Spitfire, the hero plane of the Battle of Britain.
Correct. The hero plane in the eyes of Hollywood, but the Spitfire and the Hurricane actually were both war horses. The Spitfire was prettier and therefore made it to more movies. The Mustang was then mated to this tremendously powerful, high-altitude performing engine and came out with the P51D variant. This then made it certainly equal, if not better, than German's best. P51D was equivalent to the Focke-Wulf 190. The D then became, the P51D variant, rapidly became the quintessential long-range escort for the great bomber formations, which at that time were pounding German-occupied Europe and even Berlin. The escorts up to that time in the year, and we're actually talking 1943 and 1944, were P-47 Thunderbolts, which were a fabulous radial engine aircraft called the Jug by its fighter pilots, legendary for ground attack, huge radial air-cooled engine. However, due to its fuel consumption, it had to turn back early into the mission of these massive super fortress formations of the 8th Air Force as they went to Schweinfurt and Berlin to pound their targets. That meant that, as I'm sure you've seen many documentaries relay, that the bomber crews were suddenly abandoned somewhere over Paris to the marauding squadrons of Luftwaffe, Messerschmitt 109s and Focke-Wulf 190s, which basically had a field day with these formations. The B-17 was heralded as an invincible bomber. Of course, it was not. The Germans very rapidly modified their tactics. The B-17 was bristling with machine gun pods, 50 caliber Brownings, nose gunners, tail gunners, belly gunners, rear gunners.
Waist gunners.
Waist gunners.
Yeah.
The Germans then quickly modified their aircraft as they developed them to make them cannon firing. And these exploding cannon, as you see with the MIG, were far more lethal. It means that you could score effective hits at far longer range, and instead of hosing your enemy down with 50 caliber fire, one good hit with a cannon, exploding cannon, would basically take a wing off or take the engine out. So suddenly, in one raid,